Chris Gaylor,
Present.
Andy Smart, Larry Grant,
Present.
Attorney Bars,
Present.
Mayor.
Okay, we'll have a chance to look at the meeting minutes from the last meeting.
I'll make a motion, we approve minutes from previous meeting.
Have a motion, I'll second. All in favor? Aye. Minutes are approved from the last meeting. Do we have any citizens petitions? No. Department heads, Mr. Swank, Department of Public Works.
I do not have anything.
Okay, we'll go ahead and move on to unsafe building order hearings. Turn it over to our attorney.
Righty, we only have one today for Mr. Baird. If you present, okay. And we had rescheduled this from last month. Mr. Swank, if you had a chance to go out and re-inspect the property.
I have not been there today, but I have noticed that, yes, there has been progress made on the home.
And Mr. Baird, can you just give us a little update with what you're working on and when you expect to have it done?
Yeah, I didn't get anything done this month because I ran out of siding and I had to buy more siding. I did get the siding bought, but I'm going on vacation in a couple of weeks, so I don't think I'll get all the siding on until the end of August. So it should be done by your meeting in September.
We'll set it for review, September meeting.
That sounds good to me.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Okay,
We'll
well,
see you in September.
Okay,
September 3rd,
September 3rd.
and you'll get a letter too.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you. That's it, right?
Yep, that's all I have.
Okay, no more unsafe building order hearings. Chief Little is not here. Chief Miller is not here. Unfinished business. Mr. Gaylor, I don't know how much you're in the loop on this, but we came in high on all the bids for Wabashi Park as far as the money we had in the budget.
I was here
So-
for that meeting.
Okay,
They
so
will.
at this time, I would like to make a motion to reject the current bids, and we'll take that back to the city council and the park board and see where they would like to put that money, and we'll regroup and go from there.
Okay, I agree. I'll make a motion.
Have a motion, I'll second, all in favor.
Aye.
That motion passes, so we'll reject those bids. New business, utility credits. And we only have 3, it looks like this time.
You're good with all those?
Yep. Yeah, you may really want to look at that number 3.
I know, I think we need to turn that.
I think
down.
that's why he's not here.
I think that's from a big guy jumping in a pool.
Yeah, that probably is. Andy probably knocked that much water out. I'll make a motion. We approve utility credits.
I'll second, all in favor? Aye. Payroll ledger.
I'll make a motion. We approve payroll ledger.
I'll second, all in favor?
Aye.
Send you on one, didn't I?
Yeah, he'll sign that one too.
Thank you. Disconnects. Got many pages of those. Hopefully, by the time the time comes around, shut them off. We won't have that many. There's 17 pages.
We usually have between 10 and 20, usually about 12 to 15.
So this is about
is
average.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion. We approve disconnects.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And there's no signature on those. is there?
No. Nope.
Claims. I looked through them. I didn't see anything that jumped out at me as far as something that didn't look right.
I make a motion, we approve claims.
All second, all in favor?
Aye.
Sign that one too. Do we have any miscellaneous business? Anybody else have anything? Troy? Nope. Denise?
Yeah, don't ask
Okay.
me.
All right. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Eric's got some.
Oh, I'm sorry, Eric. I'm sorry, I jumped right. I said, anybody have anything?
I've only got one thing that really needs action, so, then a couple things really to update the board on. This is
Thank you.
formalizing action you took at the last meeting. This is on the water. If you recall, we presented the updated cost for replacing the existing reservoir with a new ground storage tank. Tonight, what I have for you, at that time, we had the numbers that were presented by the contractor. We wanted to verify the deducts and everything was correct. So what I have for you is the actual change order number 4 for Division A of Graves' contract. It's for an increase of $1,164,416. That does match the numbers that we presented. Joanne, this will exceed the SRF budget.
The 20%? Go
Uh,
ahead.
No, we've already addressed that because it's unforeseen conditions.
Okay.
What SRF, and we'll address it with them, you'll just draw down until their funds are gone, and then
Okay.
you'll kick in with water
Okay.
utility funds. Because when we submit this to them, they'll say, well, this is over the budget. We'll say, we know. So,
Well, and not only that, but we just finished the 2023 audit, and we were told, and I don't remember the details of it, it was in the preliminary hearing, but we're going to receive an audit finding on something because the change was greater than 20%, which is allowed under whatever program that we were going under. I'll get with you. We're going to have the exit interview after.
there is a 20% contract amount limit to change orders, but that is only for things that are not due to unforeseen conditions.
Okay, because I know
That's what
apparently
the auditor doesn't understand, because
Okay.
if it's an unforeseen condition like this, when you're getting into an old tank and you realize that the walls are in
right,
the shape
right. It's
they're
not
in.
what you planned, right?
Yes,
Okay.
and I talked to Judd about this as far as whether we needed to rebid this
Okay.
or not, and he
Okay.
concurred with me that we were okay to do it as a change order.
Once I have the details of that, I may reach out to you
I
to
could
get
give
a.
you language, and I could even provide them a letter.
That
No,
would be
it should not
fantastic.
be a finding against you,
Okay,
because
okay.
I've dealt with it a lot. If
Okay.
it's unforeseen conditions, you're totally fine.
Okay, all right. I'll reach out to you when I get back.
Was it
and-
on the demo, or was it?
I can't remember. It was,
Okay.
that's been a few weeks ago. I
Yeah,
can't remember.
I can give you a letter to them.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'll get the details and I'll get with you on that.
So, all I need action on is the change order document signed, which is the second page of your letter. And then, we'll get Graves moving. We did, with the change in price, we did give them a change in contract times. If you recall, we said when I presented the schedule last month last month, the project would be completed, by next summer. We've given them to September 15th, 25 for substantial completion of the extra work.
So do we know where the extra funds are going to come from for the change?
I don't think just had a brief discussion at the last meeting. You said that there was a contingency there that there was going to come from.
Ross said it was in water utility operating. There
Right.
was cash in
Right.
that
Right.
would cover the additional
If you
costs.
remember, when we were originally looking at the SRF loan, going through the project, we had the options of drawing the loan
I
down
remember that.
or financing the higher amount. And we chose to go with the higher amount so that we would have the cash reserves for exactly the situation if there were unforeseen things that were going to end up costing
Yeah.
more.
That's
so-
exactly what the way he presented. He said
Yes.
the money
Yeah.
is there. If it's a need,
Yes,
that's
yes,
the ideal
yes.
use of those funds, rather than trying to secure another
Another
loan
loan, right.
from SRF. So,
right.
So you concur with that?
Yes. We had that conversation.
Okay. Okay,
I'll make a motion that we approve the change order.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Do you want two of these signed and I can keep one and you can keep one, or does it
That's fine.
matter?
I just need I just need one copy.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
if you wouldn't mind, Larry, I'll just keep one and we can give Eric a. And I don't think I need to sign it. I think it's just.
Yeah.
The mayor.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
What else you got, Eric?
The other item is more of, it's something for the wastewater plant, and it's something you don't need to take action on tonight. But it is something that I've talked with Eric and Candy and Tom about. Since the last project was completed, they have been dealing with, and even before it was completed, they've been dealing with liquid sludge. Biosolids is the waste product of the process. When we converted from the old trickling filter process to the activated sludge oxidation ditch process, it's more mechanical. There is more sludge generated in that. So right now they waste sludge, it goes to the old tank, and I'm going a little bit back in history when we did the project, but we had planned for one of the tanks to be used to store the biosolids. When we got in, the tank was in very bad shape, the walls. So we actually moved and put all the piping in the other of the two tanks. And that's their main tank they use to store liquid in before Wheeling Brothers comes in, pumps out of the tank and hauls it away. The other tank that we didn't use is there for overflow, or if they have a month where they have more sludge they need. There are valves in that tank that allow them to draw off clear water, supernatant, that basically they decant the sludge to get water. And so you're trying, because you want them to haul off as much of the sludge to be thickened rather than water. Well,
We're paying them to haul off water, is
Yeah.
what you're saying.
exactly. With the new process, we've been helping them with operations, had some other operators come in because they've had some trouble. So we tried to help them with different things. One of the things that they've been doing that has helped at the guidance of us and others is wasting more, getting the sludge and biosolids out of the process quicker, so that they have more activity for the bugs, and you don't have the old sludge in the process, affecting the treatment process. Because when you have the old sludge in there, you get foaming buildup, and it causes operational problems. So in wasting more sludge, that costs a little bit more. So they have been averaging about 90,000 gallons being hauled off a month. It peaked in March of this year at about 120,000, but 90 is where they are now at, and things are working well. That equates to about $10,000 at 12 cents a gallon to be hauled off, even though they try to get as much water as possible. There is another process, and it's become fairly economical. It's a bagging system. Blue River Technologies, and I've attached their proposal there. Basically, they have a system that puts a bag that has it's perforated, water can drain through it. They add polymer to the sludge. It goes into this bagging system. It fits in essentially it's like a dumpster. And the plant already has a drain system because they had a sludge pad for a process they had years ago. So they could sit the dumpster there, the waste could sludge, or the liquid could drain back to the head of the plant. And the 90,000 gallons of sludge that they would waste, those one bag could hold 30,000 of wasted liquid sludge. And then by the time it's dewatered, that bag costs to be hauled off $985 per dumpster load, per bag. So 30,000 times 3, the 90,000, you could spend about $2,800, or I've got the numbers in my letter, right around $3,000 as compared to $10,000 if you're hauling off the pure liquid from the tank. It could save money. The equipment itself is about 30 grand. It's stuff that they can hook up themselves. Then they provide the dumpsters. The bags are $70 each. Tom and Candy said they're both comfortable with doing the labor involved in it. I think the system would pay for itself. If nothing else, it gives them an option that they can send it to the tank or send it to the bagging system. So we're not asking for the expenditure tonight, but I think they're going to come to you and request it. I would support it, and I think in the end it's going to save money. So
You're talking about a savings of $7,000 a month.
could be, yes.
That's huge.
A lot of plants are going to this system. This Blue Rivers technology, I see them at a lot of the plants we work with. We just did a permit for Carlisle, south of Terre Haute, for one last month. A lot of plant, Farmersburg uses them. I know Cloverdale uses them. I think Williamsport uses it. So it's pretty common. It's a pretty simple process and pretty economical. So again, I just wanted to give you a letter saying we think it would be a good idea to do it. So Eric,
That's that system I was telling you about.
Yeah, I think that's, have you seen like Williamsports or?
No, all what I've seen is I've watched a few videos on it and how it works. Definitely fits into the situation that we have. The reason I brought it up to you, quite a while back, talking about that system. What I was going to do is I was going to get further in the year on the budget, and then if the numbers were there, just do it internally. That way we're not asking for money, pay for it out of our own budget. Good to go.
it's more information supporting what they want to do. So
I'm all about saving money.
just wanted you to be aware, we've talked to them about it and think it's a good thing. Last thing is on the streetscape. I just got a pay request from the contractor today. So I told him, I said, we haven't even had a chance to review it. So I said, that's going to go to the board at their second meeting. So we'll have that at your next meeting. We did talk about last month briefly about the parking lot issue and the compaction. We did finally have our geotech company that worked with HWC in the city on the demo project. They came out, they gave their opinion, and it was different than the contractor's geotech company's opinion. Alton Witzig, who works for William Charles Construction, they suggested an 18-inch undercuts, 12 inches of additional stone, plus a geogrid, and based on the unit prices that the contractor bid for common excavation and stone, it was going to be an add of about $200,000. So we pushed back. They said, let us get our own opinion. Plus, we have to consider this is a parking lot. This is not a traveled road. So Patriot came out last week, and their recommendation was the backfill that the demolition contractor put in. It was kind of a sugar sand. It did pass compaction, but the elevations that they've had to reach to get to put it below some of the material that they placed and compacted. So there is some areas that are soft. What they would recommend is a geofabric so that the stone does not have a chance to penetrate that sugar stand, and 6 inches of stone. And then the section that we had in the design, which was another 6 inches of stone and 2.5 inches of asphalt, an inch and a half of surface, 4 inches of asphalt. At their unit price, that is an add of $70,000. We still think that's high. We've told the contractor, here's what our consultant thinks. Because of the quantities, and we cited NDOT's general conditions in their specs, we have the right to negotiate a different unit price because you're placing more material than what was in the bid. Again, the quantities are increasing. So I'm going to have a proposal from them to do this change probably between now and your next meeting. So I may need kind of a general answer of what your opinion is so that we can maybe not hold them up. So I'm telling you this more for information purposes now, but I'm probably going to send you some information, Mayor, between now and the next meeting that says here are the options. The other option is we do nothing, and then if I'm in your seats, what is the risk? Well, the risk is, if you have some soft spots, you could have down the road some areas where you have some settling in the pavement. You might have to dig it out and recompact stone there and fix it. Obviously not something you want to do, but it's basically buying you insurance, because it's not a perfect surface. We would recommend the GeoGrid regardless, even if we don't do the extra stone. Because the GeoGrid will give you some protection in the settlement. And that's only $5,000 of the change. So I think we would
You're
recommend
sounding
that.
better all the time, Eric, just so you know.
So I'll probably have something in the next week that I'll send to
Okay.
you all and get your thoughts on that. So other than that, we've been out watching, tracking quantities. It's gone a little better than it did early on. I think we're at least kind of riding herd on the contractor, and I think they're not asking questions at every turn like they were. So Eric, I don't know.
Down the side.
Yeah. So other than that, we've basically been here every day for the last month. Hopefully when we get this parking lot issue resolved, we can pull back our guys being here every day and maybe go once a week or twice a week, save you some money there.
Okay. Thank you for coming up, Eric.
Yep.
Anything else? Haircut, motion to adjourn?
And Mike, to make Joanne happy, I make a motion we adjourn this meeting.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.
I would have been happy.